positive case when I describe just someone or something. Very good. But when I come to compare, I can say, for example, here, Muna is short.
Nada is shorter than.
Muna is short. I can say, for example, here, the shirt is expensive. Okay, the shirt is expensive. Okay, number two, I have another case which is called
Comparing.
comparative. The comparative form. Comparative form is the form that I use when I want to compare between what? Between two things, two entities. Okay, two persons or two things or two entities, two groups. Okay, very good. In this case, the adjective is inflexed with what? ER plus then. For example, Mona is
Shorter than. Nada.
shorter than, very good, Nada. In the case of long adjectives,
more
I use,
expensive
instead of ER, I use more before the adjective. Okay? So I use more plus the adjective plus a than. I can say, for example, this shirt is more
expensive
than the other one. Okay, it's more expensive than the other one. So I use this case, the comparative case, when I compare one thing to the other. Okay, just an entity and another entity. Good. Number three, if I want to compare just one thing to a group, okay, I use what I call superlative case. The superlative case is the case that I use when I compare just one person to a group of persons, one thing to a group of things, a group to many groups. Okay? And in this case, the short adjective is inflected with what?
Shortest.
The before the adjective plus the adjective itself plus what? EST. But the long adjective?
Most.
The most plus the adjective. Most plus the adjective. Now, I want to say Mona is shorter, not just than Nada, but
Mona.
the whole class. So I can see what
Mona is the shortest.
Is the shortest
Shortest one.
in what? In the class. Here I can say, for example, this shirt
The most
is the most
expensive.
expensive one. Okay, so this is the difference between adjectives in general when I want to compare them. We have the positive case, we have the comparative case, we have the superlative case. The positive case is used when I describe just somebody or something, okay, just one entity. The superlative, the comparative case first or second, okay, is used when I compare two things, okay, one in front of one, okay, and the superlative case is when I compare one thing to a group of things, Yes, very good. And in this case, I use ER. In the comparative case, I use ER plus then in the short adjective and more adjective than the long one. And I use the adjective EST in the short one, and I use the most plus the longest adjective. Okay? Very simple like that. Very simple like that. Okay? I think this is something which is so easy and you already understand it and already master it. Okay? Yes. Would you like anything from the board?
No.
Okay. Just something I'd like to point out before I shift from this point. Okay? In the superlative case, usually, okay, I use superlative is usually followed by in or of or that. In is followed by what? Yeah, for example, I say Mona is the shortest. In is the shortest of is the shortest that. Usually I have three ways, okay, to complete the sentence. When I say N, it's followed by what? By a place. Very good. Muna is the shortest in the class. Ahmed is the shortest in this place. Okay? We are the smartest in this room. Understanding this? So N is followed by a place. Of is followed by what? Person or people or a group. Okay? Muna is the shortest of the students of her class. This table, okay, is the hardest. This table is the hardest of all the tables. Of all the tables. But that is followed by what? That is followed by what? It's followed by a full sentence. Okay? That is followed by a clause. جملة كاملة. Subject to verb. Muna is the shortest. That complete. I have ever seen. Muna is the shortest girl that I have ever seen. What else? Muna is the shortest. That. Muna is the shortest. That. Muna is the shortest. That. Yes.
I have ever known.
I have ever known. Muna is the shortest. That. All students laugh at her. Muna is the shortest. That. She cannot get anything high. Okay. Muna is the shortest. That. She feels ugly about herself. Mona is the shortest that she feels disappointed about her case. Mona is the shortest that each student tries to help her do things. Understanding that? So after that I can use full sentence. Yeah. The third case is that after the superlative I use that plus a full sentence. What I call clause. اللي بنسميها clause. Clause means that it's a sentence that has a subject and a verb. Yani for example, I can say, this classroom is the smallest in this center. That every student feels crammed in it. كل واحد بيشعر إنه محشور فيه. Okay? This is the smallest classroom in this center that I have ever seen. This is the smallest classroom that in this center that any teacher hates to teach in it. Any teacher hates to teach in it. This is the smallest classroom in the center that we all wish to go away from it. Understanding this? So after that we use a full sentence. A full sentence. Yeah. Mona is the shortest girl who likes to do so. Yeah, I can sometimes. I can say, for example, but not in all cases. I can say, for example, Mona is the shortest girl who likes to do so and so, who wishes to do so and so, who hopes to do so and so. Okay? Yes, I can do this. Okay? Would you like to ask any question related to the idea of adjectives?
No, thank you.
Okay. Now let's shift to something completely different to finish the grammar section with it. Okay? It's the idea of the passive voice. What is meant by passive voice in Arabic? What do you mean by passive voice in Arabic? Passive voice in Arabic. المبني المجهول. Okay, المبني المجهول. Very good. Okay, passive voice. المبني المجهول. The opposite is. The opposite is. خلاص. The opposite is. Active voice. Very good. Very good. What is the difference in grammar between active and passive? What is the difference between active and passive? Inactive? Inactive?
Subject
is in its normal place. Is its normal place. In the active voice, I begin the sentence with the real subject. With the real subject. Very good. In passive voice, I begin the sentence with what? I begin the sentence with what? With the object. Very good. In the passive voice, I begin the sentence with the object. Very good. But I need first to stress a point away from grammar. Why do we sometimes use the active voice or sometimes we use the passive voice? Why? Why?
If I don't
Why do I sometimes, for example, what's your name? When I say sometimes Samah was punished by her teacher, or sometimes I use the active voice and say, for example, Dr. Mahmoud punished Samah. When can I say this or that? What are the cases in which I resort to the passive voice and the cases in which I use the active voice?
When we didn't know the subject of this sentence.
Yes, good. But I want to say something before this.
Okay.
What I want to say is that it's up to you. It's just for the idea of varied style, the variation of your style in writing and speaking. مسألة بس تنويع أسلوبك في الكتابة والحديث. Okay? And sometimes I use active voice, sometimes I use passive voice, sometimes I write in active all the time, sometimes in passive all the time. It's just for the idea of changing my style, to make it more vivid, to make it more live, okay? And so on, okay? Like in general speaking, I don't use the active and I resort to the passive in some cases. The first case is when?
When we don't know the subject.
When we don't know the subject. When we don't know the subject. Very good. The bank was robbed. The bank was robbed. Who robbed it? We don't know. We don't know. Exactly, we don't know. So I say the bank was robbed. Okay? We don't know the doers. We know that they are robbers. Good. But exactly who are they? We don't know. So we say the bank was robbed. Okay? Number two, when do I use the passive voice?
When someone does the action for me, like I get my hair cut.
Yes, I get my hair cut. This is not passive. This is not passive. This is causative have. Something away from passive. That is passive.
I think if I want to know who is the subject.
If I want to know who don't know.
لو انا مش عايزه اعرف حضرتك مين لو انا عم بتكلم مش عايزه اقول مين اللي عمل
يبقى number one, when the subject is not known. عايز العكس تماما. When the subject is well known. يبقى number one, when the subject is unknown. The bank was robbed. Number two, when the subject is well known. Okay? Kentucky is eaten all over the world. What's Kentucky? Kentucky. Okay? Kentucky. ولاية كنتاكي الأمريكية. Okay? هم مسمينها كنتاكي عشان ولاية كنتاكي الأمريكية. KFC. Okay? Kentucky is eaten all over the world. Who eats Kentucky? Oh, it's well known. Who? Okay? Goats or a sheep, for example? No, we. Human beings. Okay? So when I say, for example, Kentucky is eaten all over the world, I mean that, okay, the subject is well known to the degree that I don't want to begin the sentence with it. Okay? Number three, when the subject is not important. When the subject is not important. Okay? What is important is the action itself. Okay? Samah was punished. Who punished her? It's not important. It's the idea of being punished or not. Okay? When I say, for example, the past continuous was explained to us. Who explained it? It's not important. The idea is that it was explained to us and we are going to be examining it. Okay? Who did? It's not important at all. Okay? So we use the passive voice when the subject is not known, when the subject is well known, when the subject is not important, and I want to concentrate my attention on the action itself, the verb itself. Very good. Yeah. Usually speaking, the active voice, in the active voice, the structure of the sentence is what?
Subject.
Subject, very good. Subject plus verb plus احنا خدنا complement قبل كده. هنا بقى مش complement بصفة عامة. لازم يكون تحديدا ايه؟ Object. Subject to verb plus a complement. Which kind of complement? The object complement. Very good. In the passive, I do what? I begin with the object. Then verb to be in the same tense of the sentence. A form of verb to be in the same tense. في نفس الزمن. In the same tense of the sentence. Okay? Such as, for example, if present simple يبقى is MR. Past simple was were, and so on. Plus PP. Past participle. Past participle of the verb. The third form of the verb. I can use by plus the subject, or I cannot. Okay, it's up to me. whether to say by fulan or not. Okay? So this is the verb. She drank cup of coffee in the early morning. She drank a cup of coffee in the early morning. Yes, miss, the last lady. Make it passive. She drank a cup of coffee in the early morning. Yeah, can you? Very good. First of all, I decide where is the subject. Where is the object? Where is the object here? Not in the early morning. It's a cup of coffee. طب what is in the early morning? This is another cup. تكملة تانية عايز يبقى أبدأ بدي وأقول a cup of coffee. Okay, a cup of coffee.
Was.
No. Verb to be in the same tense. What is the tense here? So, was. Cup of coffee was drunk. By. Very good, by her. In the early morning. By her is optional. You can use it or not. But what is not optional is the complement. The complement here is obligatory. You should write it. So we say, for example, okay, a cup of coffee was drunk in the early morning. A cup of coffee was drunk in the early morning. Very simple like that. Very simple like that. Okay? I like you. Make passive. I like you. No. No. I like you. No. I like you. I like you. No. I like you. حولي ها على طول. I like you, Mister.
I was like.
No. I'm liked. I'm liked. Okay. I like you. عايز ابدا بالفعل. انت بتتكلم عن نفسك. بتقول ايه؟ ما تقولش مين؟ مين ده اسمه object pronoun. لكن هو هنا نط جنب مكان الصبر. يبقى نقول ايه؟ I. يبقى I was liked. انا قلت ايه؟ I like you. صح؟ ولا I like you. يبقى لازم ده which tense؟ present simple. fact. يبقى I am liked. I'm liked by you. I'm liked by you. Okay? I'm liked by you. Okay? She did a great job. She did a great job.
A great job?
Can you? She did a great job.
The job was done by she.
A great job,
was done by she.
By her.
By her.
A great job was done by her. Very good. Very good. Now let's have a summary of the forms of the different tenses, okay? The different 7 tenses that we had before in the past. In the present simple, what is the form of the present simple in the active? What is the form of the present simple in the active? The first form of the verb. Very good. In the passive, what is the form? خلاص سيبك من الفيرب تديني شكله بقى على طول ها. In present simple, in passive. Is am or are plus ed. Very good. Yeah, in the present simple, I have am, is, are plus pp. For example, okay, when I say, for example, TV is watched daily. TV is watched daily. Does this mean that I or somebody else watches TV every day? Okay, good. Past simple. What does the past simple consist of?
Was or were.
There. What does the past simple consist of? In the active voice. In the active. In the active.
active ثانية the verb plus ed.
And what do we call this?
Second
The second form of the verb. Very good. In the active voice, the past simple consists of what? The second form of the verb. In the passive,
Was or were
was or were. Very good. Was or were. Huh.
plus PP.
Plus PP. Very good. Example, TV huh, was watched yesterday. Very good. Number 3, present continuous or present progressive. What is the structure of present progressive in the active? Yes, miss? Miss? Okay, what is the structure of the present perfect, present continuous in the active? In the active. Can you?
Verb plus ing.
No? No? Plus بلد زائد دي. Okay, M is R plus verb plus ing. M is R plus verb plus ing. In the passive. In the passive, yes? No? M is R huh?
plus B
plus being
plus EB.
plus BB. Very good. بص كده مش احنا كنا بنتكلم في الاكتف ان هو بيكون من M is R plus verb plus ing اهو. verb to be في نفس الزمن. اوكي زي التصريف ثالث يبقى ايه بين. اوكي. For example, TV is being watched now. TV is being watched now. TV is being watched now. Okay, good. TV is being watched now. Okay? Yes. Would you like anything from the board? Past continuous. What does the past continuous consist of in the past, in the active? Was or were plus verb plus ing. In the passive, yes miss? In the passive? Was or were? Huh? So it becomes was or were huh? Plus being plus PP. Very good. Okay? Example, television was being watched when my father came in. Television was being watched when my father came in. Okay? Good. Yeah, but this is number 4. Number 5, present perfect. The structure present perfect in the active.
Has or have plus past participle.
Plus past participle. In the passive.
Has or have.
Have or has.
Being.
Been or
past.
been. السرعة بتقول been and plus.
Past participle.
Plus past participle. Example. Okay, give me an example. TV has been watched for a long time. TV has been watched for a long time. Okay? And number 6, past perfect, which consists of had plus been plus PP. Example, TV had been watched before I went to the course. TV has been watched before I went to college. Okay? This means that you watched TV first, then you went to college second. Okay? Good. Still, we have just one form, which is models. Future simple will. Will, would, can, could, shall, should, will, ought to, must, have to, had to. Okay? كل الحاجات دي بعد ايه؟ Be plus infinitive. Okay? Be plus past participle, sorry. Yeah. Models will, would, can, would, etc. plus be plus past participle. For example, TV will be watched soon. TV will be watched soon. Okay? These are the different forms of the passive voice. These are the different forms of the passive voice in the 7 tenses we have studied so far. Okay? Yes. Because we want to have more exercises now. Okay?